Today on Spotlight on the Arts, we visit with Suzie Acree-Rogers from New Bloomfield, Missouri. Welcome to JCTV Spotlight on the Arts. I'm your host, Rick Jey, and I have a very special guest returning to the show, Suzie Acree-Rogers. Some of you may know her from Show Me Gold and Silver at the Capitol Mall. But so Suzie, it's very good to have you back. A lot has happened since you was with us last. On June 18th of 2018. So a couple of years have passed. So I just wanted to invite you once again to the show. Great to have you here.
Thank you. So good to be back.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Well, now you were, like I say, you was with us June 18th, 2018. So much has happened, I'll bet, in the last 2 years. Can you sort of bring us up to date somewhat? First, by I know on the other show, the guests have had an opportunity to be with me on JCTV. So, but if you will, for new viewers worldwide now, thanks to YouTube, can you sort of tell us how you got interested in being an artisan of gold and silver and what have you?
Absolutely, I'd be happy to. Approximately 25 years ago, I was in the Jefferson City Capitol Mall and I needed to get a ring sized. I dropped it off and I asked them, how do you become a metalsmith and how do you learn how to repair jewelry? They told me that I needed to be an employee of some place and learn on the job, basically an apprentice, if you will. So I learned all aspects of jewelry repair, and from there I decided, well, if I can fix it, I bet you I can design it and make it, and I've been doing it ever since.
Excellent. Now, do you have anyone you want to recognize that was basically that you had confidence in?
Yes, the Jones family. There's Richard Jones, Keith Jones, Kathy Jones, just everyone in the Jones family. Their business was Jeweler's Workbench, and they hired me on as an apprentice, and I'm deeply appreciative for them giving me that chance.
Now, so the Joneses, are they out of New Bloomfield or Jefferson City? Or?
And no, they are actually, I believe they live outside of Fulton. Keith now lives in Colorado, and he's a jeweler in Colorado. Excellent. Richard Jones, he was fondly referred to as Grandpa, and he taught me everything I know. He taught me the old ways to do repairs. He was just a wonderful mentor.
Right. Well, we're going to talk about your creative techniques in the second segment. Mm-hmm. So. Her work is outstanding, as you see here on the table. We'll have some close-up shots of those for the timeline as we are discussing the different facets of the Acree family. Now, you have talent within your family, I understand, like entertainer, a sister.
Well, my family does enjoy the arts. My mother was a watercolor artist. She went back to college when I believe she was 70 years old, and went back to William Woods University to study watercolors. I do have nieces and nephews that are musicians as well, as I'm a musician. I enjoy playing guitar.
And you like country western, I understand.
I love all genres of music.
Genres. Great. So I almost had thoughts of inviting you to bring your guitar
Oh.
and lay down a tune or two for us.
Yeah, well, another time.
Okay, yes, okay, sounds great. Well, now if you would, please tell the viewers a little bit about the community of artisans, however far you want to expand. I know we have silversmiths and whitesmiths, and so the community of the artisans within mid-Missouri, how would you describe those to our viewers worldwide after they see your work?
Okay. I am a juried artist for the Best of Missouri Hands, and I have been for several years. We are very tight-knit. We believe in helping each other, supporting each other. Best of Missouri Hands has metalsmiths, jewelry artists, watercolor artists, leather art. I mean, just sculpturists is across the board, but we support each other, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
Now, Peggy King has been on the show.
I bought my guitar from Peggy King.
Oh, great. And super. So, yes, it's a very tight group, and they support each other, and you hear a lot about Best of Missouri Hands, and it's quite a canvas of artists. So that's great to hear. Well, do you have any, I'm sure you probably at some point became involved in showing your work, maybe in exhibits. Have you got any acknowledgments? I can picture you going out with this at an exhibit. Well, one we were planning on just this month at the Run Center in Jefferson City, Missouri, which is going to present a call for nature's art. Well, we found out today that it has been canceled because of the COVID-19, but it's back on schedule for 2021. So I do know that you exhibited with us in 2018. I had planned on this year, 2020. So have you any other exhibits that you've been involved in you'd like to speak about, or in the future?
Well, right now my hands are pretty full having a store at the mall. I have had jewelry on consignment in Texas. I did shows throughout Missouri. It's very time consuming to make the pieces, to market the pieces, to set up for the shows and such. Right now, due to COVID-19, there are shows upon shows upon shows that are being canceled.
Yes.
So it's an extremely trying time for artists at this time.
Exactly. I know even the Missouri State Fair is in question, and the Run Center will not even open up till July 1st, and that's going to be in about 3 weeks. So that really keeps you busy. Now, we speak of the Capitol Mall. Are you open for business at this time?
Unfortunately, we closed our store temporarily on March 19th. Then we opened back up on May 4th. We were closed due to COVID concerns. We wanted to keep ourselves and our community and our families safe. We opened up on May 4th, and due to the unrest and the looting of local businesses all across the country, we closed temporarily. So right now it's closed. We hope to open on Thursday of this week.
Okay, and you described that the jewelry stores and malls were targets at this time due to the knee on the neck unrest that came forth from that. So you did have to close then on that basis, for your safety and others.
Yes, just to protect our store, because there's been so many small businesses and jewelry stores targeted throughout the nation. So yes, just to be safe and protect what I've worked for with my brother for the last 8 years.
I see. Your brother plays a big part in Show Me Gold and Silver. Can you describe to us briefly what his role?
Absolutely. We work hand in hand. I do the jewelry repair, custom design, marketing. My brother, he is a gold buyer. He's taught me what I know about purchasing gold. He's also a coin expert. So in our store, we purchase any gold, silver, or platinum, including coins and flatware. I don't know what I'd do without my brother. I'm the right hand, he's the left hand, and we work together. His name is Mike Acree.
Mike Acree. Well, Suzie, we must take a break. And when we come back, we'll learn more about your role in the development and your techniques, and also maybe what a little bit about what more in depth on what role Mike plays with this buying gold and coins and what have you. So if you'll stay with us, we'll be back in a few minutes. Like I say, it's been fun dealing with Suzie, and even more with she explains a little bit more about the artistry, dealing with fine art jewelry. There's a lot more coming up, so stay with us. We'll be back in about 60 seconds.
You're really not that talented.
You're not attractive.
Too fat.
You're too short.
Too old? Why don't you just give up?
Give up.
Give up.
Just give up.
Hay alguien en esta mesa que tiene un problema muy grave. Alguien con diabetes. Si tu diabetes no está bajo control, tu corazón podría tener las horas contadas. 2 de cada 3 personas con diabetes mueren de un ataque cardíaco o de un derrame cerebral. Si tú o alguien que amas tiene diabetes, llama al 1-800-533-9623 o visita diabetesactuaya.org para saber más al hablar con tu doctor.
Welcome back to Spotlight on the Arts. I'm your host, Rick Jey, and we continue with my special guest, Mrs. Suzie Acree-Rogers out of New Bloomfield, who is also the owner and of the Show Me Gold at Capitol Mall in Jefferson City, Missouri. Well, Suzie, we shared so much in the first segment, and it was so informational. So let's continue along those lines and thought and expressions. Can you tell us, for a lady or gentleman who might want to start a business in any aspect, especially maybe as an artist, what is it like to be a business owner, to operate as an artisan?
Well, let me tell you, it's a wild ride. I really like to be able to form my own path. I like to be the type of employer that I always wanted when I was an employee. I like to meet and exceed our customers' expectations. I like working with my brother and setting my own schedule. Giving back to the community, those are all wonderful aspects of being a business owner. It's also quite hard at times. For example, the COVID, the civil unrest going on right now. But you know, we're going to work our way through this. You know, and my hope is that people will learn to love their neighbor again. We're going to get past this.
Together is the key right now.
You got it.
Through the pandemic. And so not only are you faced with these negatives, but you try to turn them into positives as time permits, I see.
Absolutely.
I know I'm always excited, believe it or not, to attend or walk into Show Me Gold and Silver, not only to visit with Suzie, Miss Acree-Rogers, but also to see what's there. So I know I always feel special to have a conversation with Miss Rogers. Well, I guess we should let people know. Do you take on consignments, like an artist who would like to exhibit his or her art at your venue there at Capitol Mall?
We take very few consignments, but we do have approximately 3 or 4 consignment pieces that are consigned from local artists around the Columbia, Jeff City, New Bloomfield area.
I see. So you're very particular in your choice of that art as it comes in.
Absolutely.
Now, in your words, what draws customers to your business there? What do you think draws them? I've already explained how excited I get by dropping by. At one point, I was given a gift of this bolo tie, which was not made by Suzie, but she thinks she might consider making these scorpions inlaid bolos. I guess they can find enough scorpions. This reminds me of out of Arizona. They come to us quite large in Arizona. So, what do you think draws customers?
I think what draws customers is, once again, we try to meet and exceed their expectations. We have a lot of word of mouth because of that. So people tell people their experiences at our stores. We also try to treat people fairly and like friends, you know, friends and family. I mean, we're a small family-run business, and we do our best to make people have a positive experience when they come to see us.
Well, you know, Suzie, the first time, like other brand names of jewelry at the mall, when I first viewed it and it was so outstanding, I felt it had to be maybe a franchise, but it's local, it's owned personally, family owned, you could say. So I was very excited, and it seems like it offers more than some of your other labels, shall we say. And I guess we should ask you to talk a little bit about some of this jewelry in front of us that you've actually handmade. So tell us a little bit, if you can, about the pieces of work that speak so well for you.
Oh, thank you.
And your
I like to work with natural components, turquoise, onyx, hematite, just anything natural. I've been doing casting, and this piece was cast off of flour that I picked, and I actually burn it out. It's a solid silver piece with onyx accents and handmade chains. These are all hand assembled chains. This piece here was actually a natural flower that was tattered. I picked it, I thought it was beautiful, even though the wind had beat it up. It's got black pearls, and I think it represents how fragile life is.
Yes.
And the bee sustains us.
Yes, the bee.
Yeah, and then the sun keeps the flower alive, you know.
Well, now you're talking about a story. As an artist myself, you know, with the brushes, and there's always a story behind my art, and you're presenting it. So there's more to a piece that you develop also. So that's really commendable.
Thank you.
So you're buying a piece of with a story behind it. That's great. And the other two looks like a dogwood, maybe?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great.
These are pieces that I carved out of wax. This one and this one. And I use the lost wax method to cast the pieces. So they're solid silver.
Solid silver.
Mm-hmm. They started out as wax.
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, I guess we should, we'd like to see you. Do you have a website where they can can see a few pieces here, but a website would definitely be in line if you'd like to give us that, or email address for contact and a phone number you may be contacted at if people are more interested
Sounds great. I will tell you our email is showmegoldandsilver@gmail.com, and then our website is www.showmegoldandsilver.com. We're in the mall, in the Dillard's wing, the Jefferson City Capitol Mall, and our phone number is 573-896-5114.
Great, oh, great. Now, you spoke of, we have silver, but you also work with gold, and brother Mike is the gold buyer.
Yes.
And how do you buy that, may I ask? You have a bullion big block? Or
We have actually ways of testing metals.
Oh, I see.
We hit it with a magnet first because silver and gold is not magnetic. But people should not get it confused that a lot of times there's a steel spring mechanism in the clasp on silver and gold necklace. So the clasp will always jump onto the magnet.
I see. That's good to know.
Also, we do filing and acid tests to prove the metal, what carat the metal is. We also weigh it and we pay accordingly.
Right. So you don't work with, should we say, coated nickel or to come up with stainless, what do they call it, stainless steel? Or
You know, we don't do any kind of plated jewelry.
that's a good way to describe it. Thank you.
Yes. In the past, I did what was called bead baubles, and that was with stainless steel wire and then an assortment of beads, and I sold so many of those in Columbia, Jeff City. Different retail stores carried them. They sold them in Texas. That's the only non-silver, gold, or platinum jewelry that I've ever designed and made. But boy, it was a hit.
Excellent. Now, well, once we make a purchase of this fine jewelry, can you tell the viewers how to take care of it? How do you take care of your jewelry? Do you dip it in a solution and bring it out and it becomes shiny? Can you give us a clue on this precious jewelry? How do you take care of something like this?
I recommend that you use a cleaning cloth. You never want to put sterling silver jewelry into a gold liquid cleaner.
I see.
You don't want to put pearls or other delicate things into a
solution.
chemical or a solution that could potentially damage. So I always recommend use a cleaning cloth.
Or bring it to you
Absolutely.
at the mall.
Yes.
Oh, super. Well, that's great. Well, Suzie, we're just about to run out of time. Do you have any closing words to our viewers that you can leave them with?
Absolutely. If you are a jeweler or an artist of any kind, or you have dreams or aspirations to do that, follow your dreams. You know, it brings so much peace, happiness, joy to my life. And I appreciate you giving artists a platform to share their experiences.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Well, Mrs. Rogers, I want to thank you again for contributing to Spotlight on the Arts. And, you know, it's really been an inspiring visit with you once again, and also an informational experience, I'm sure, for everyone. So thank you again for being our guest.
Well, thank you again for having me. I sure appreciate you.
Next time, we'll have you bring the guitar.
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to talk about that.
Okay. Well, my thanks goes out to you viewers for watching worldwide, and also naturally our JCTV producer, Gloria Inlow, and crew, Art Gerhardt, who's been in the engineering control booth this afternoon with us. So thanks again. Please keep joining us for all these shows. Look for more Spotlight on the Arts right here, JCTV Access. And don't forget, YouTube. I'm Rick Jey, your host, saying thank you so much. See you next time.